Well, hey, hello. How are we doing? How's everyone doing? Hi Ish, hi Warren, hi Chili if you're still here, and hi Miss Lav. How's everybody doing? I'm glad you could make it, Warren. Just make sure it's so. Ish, you can't make up for your failures. Let me just share. Oh, good old YouTube. Hi, Mr. Orange. Hi, Starman. How you doing? I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Apparently you can't just. Okay, so hi, hi Matt. How you doing? How's everybody's week? Been up to anything interesting this week? Ah, shh. Silence. Textway, hi. How you doing? Thanks for joining the Discord yesterday. Hope it's not been too overwhelmingly weird. There you go. Right. Yeah, has anyone been up to anything interesting, especially techie wise this week? Just for you early joiners, I can't tell you what that is. But I'm happy to have it. That's all I can say. Dan or RootX is a MacBook user, and well, let's just say that he is heavily fulfilling his Apple Care warranty. So yeah, he's back to a. Is that like? I take it that's a really old laptop, right, Dan? Nice super user. How you doing? Buzzed. Yeah, you can't really see what that is, mostly because it's a system, but yeah. Not quite ish, not quite. The actual GPU actually isn't RGB, it's only R and G. There's no blue on the card. It's a Zotac 980, that graphics card, and it's got green for when it's not under load, and then red for when it is under load. So yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you'd like referring to Dan here. I didn't know if you'd like actually gone and bought like a cheap one, or like just had a really old laptop that you'd picked up. But yeah. Only techie thing this week is deploying a live chat function for support company. Nothing too exciting, but it pays the bills. Oh, and getting my hands on the T5 Samsung SSD. Nice. The T5 is pretty cool. There's not too much difference between the T5 and the T3. The only real difference I noticed personally was I think there's a slight size difference, and the fact that it comes with Type-C to Type-C in the box, which is nice for connecting to stuff like your phone if it has Type-C. So yeah. Is getting Windows 10 Pro download for less than £5 on eBay okay? So don't get the actual download from eBay. Either use your current PC to create a backup disk, make a USB stick, or just go to the Windows, like Microsoft's website, and download the actual ISO from them. You can buy keys online for that sort of price point, so if you feel free to give it a shot. I know that there are sites like CD Keys and Kinguin who sell what seem to be relatively legit keys. The only thing to mention with those is that because they are OEM keys, you basically get no support with them, whereas if you paid full price, you would get Windows support. But yeah. Textway, no, the T1, the T3, and the T5 are all SSDs. I have the T1 somewhere. Oh, the T1's in my bag, but I have the T1 personally. And yeah, the T3 is a slightly bigger Type C SSD, and then the T5 is what I think is a slightly smaller, but still 2.5 inch SSD. Or not 2.5 inch, USB Type C. Yeah. Hi Joe, no problem. Yeah, I mean, to give everybody else who's here context, Joe was recording some Fortnite with Shadowplay at 1440p, 60 FPS, 130 megabits per second, and he wanted to downsize that fairly dramatically. So I had about a 20-minute video he was rendering in Premiere, and was surprised that 1440p 20 megabits per second rendering at 60 FPS was going to be a sort of 3 gig file size. To give context, my 4K videos that I upload at 30 megabits per second at 30 FPS, they are normally about 2 gig, generally under, but it depends on what the length is, because obviously, you know, length of the video is, or how many seconds you add, so how many more megabits you add onto it. So yeah, it's the 3 gig seemed relatively reasonable for me. He was kind of looking for a way to make it a bit smaller, mostly due to his internet connection. So yeah, fair play, and happy to help where possible. Yeah, I definitely recommend Adobe Media Encoder because it makes everything a lot easier, and you can just like leave it rendering in the background and still like edit stuff in Premiere, or like carry on doing stuff. Warren, seems to be good news that GPUs are coming down in price. I even saw 1080 overclockers for 500. Maybe we're seeing the beginning of a return to normality. Right now, I think the biggest cause of that is A, increased stock, and B, decreased cryptocurrency values. Basically every currency bar 2 or 3 relatively sized ones all have like dropped a decent bit. They're not, you know, the vast majority of them you wouldn't ever consider dead in any way, but they're certainly not flying high peaks. So a lot of people who bought Bitcoin or cryptocurrency mining rigs in the last sort of 6 months or so are probably going, this price, this current, you know, BTC and ETH pricing looks like it's going to stick around, so I'm going to sell my rig now because it's not profitable anymore. And especially with was it Bitmain, who make ASIC miners, they've announced an Ethereum miner, which, considering a lot of the current mining is done on Ethereum, at least the current real big scale mining, which is the thing that's kind of killing the GPU market, a lot of that is currently done with GPUs, but now that you can get ASIC miners for them, and especially since there are apparently 10 the equivalent of 10 1080 Ti's or something, or 10 1080s for £800, it's currently a great return on investment. So yeah. And also, I would also mention there may be correlation and no causation here with GPU prices decreasing and cryptocurrency prices decreasing as well. There may be no causation there, just because we've been waiting for stock for a long time. So it could have been a case of, well, there's now a big flood of stock into the market and therefore prices come back down. So yeah, we'll see. Speaking of GPU prices, do you think do you think I guess that's I paid decently for my GTX 1080 classified, paid 540 for it. It was used but not overclocked. I mean, used, that seems a little bit high, but yeah, it's not too bad. HDD mining for the win. You're not Linus, you don't have that many hard drives. I mean, I have, what do I have? I've got 2 8 terabytes, 2 6 terabytes, 3 2 terabytes. So I could probably get somewhere with it, but I mean, it would also involve me deleting literally all of my data and stopping using all of my PCs. So, Galaxy Dark, have you seen the new MSI GS65? I haven't personally. I've seen people like Linus's video on it, and I will be getting a review sample of that pretty shortly, which I'm really excited to check out and actually benchmark. And by the way, if you haven't seen the, at very least the start of this video, this was the, I just mentioned it in the Discord, but this is the video that I've most, like, when you look at your own stuff, you generally don't like what you watch necessarily, or at least personally anyway. I don't really like watching my own videos back, but just watching the start of this one, the first 35 seconds, is just still hilariously funny, mostly because I got a PR rep to wear a, well, I suppose she kind of wanted to, but wear a dragon hat and let me film her, so... feel free to watch that video, by the way, because, you know, it's funny as hell. Oh, it's still got 1.5 years warranty. Nice. You don't have that many HDDs. Oh, I have access to many hard drives. Company might frown upon it, though. Yeah, so what was that? There was I think it was a government official in the USA spent $25,000 of state funds on graphics cards so that he could use them to cryptocurrency mine in the workplace, like in his council workplace or whatever. Yeah, I think he got fired, and I think he's being sued for the 25 grand that he spent. Yeah, fun. OnePlus 6 thoughts. I'm a OnePlus 3T user, so I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't seen too much about it. From what I understand, it's going to have something like Snapdragon 845 and you know, kind of relatively crazy specs. At least for what it used to be. So my phone, I bought it only like a month or two before the 5 came out, and A, I'm actually still really happy with it, and B, I think it was about £400, maybe a bit less, I can't remember. But compare the £400 because I bought it outright to the £800-900 that a new S8 S8 Plus costs. That was where the OnePlus shines. It shined because it was an impressive bit of hardware, really well designed, decent software, and not horrifically expensive. But when you're putting the specs that they are in the phone, I'm worried that it's gonna be a case of, well, now it's a flagship phone, now it's an S9 or whatever competitor, so it kind of takes away from the magic that OnePlus had, and I kind of don't want to see that, but I guess we'll see. And also the notch looks stupid. Should I wait for Ryzen 2 to upgrade my PC? Eh. Notch for the win. You iPhone X user. You got the 5 right now, fair play. And TechSpace says OnePlus 5 here, wish I'd stayed with the 3T, barely any difference. Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Is there waterproofing on the 5? Was that like one of the differences? I can't remember. I don't remember looking at it too much because I was, you know, still very happy with this. I just really like the feel of it. Like the metal back, I couldn't put a case on this because it just feels too nice. And yeah, the screen's still really nice. Camera still holds up pretty well. And yeah, everything else still works pretty fine, so yeah. Okay, fair play. Ouch. I mean, I'm glad that it didn't cost you, you know, £1 million to get it fixed, but ouch still. Just done a video on the slow-mo camera, it's really good. Nice, nice. S9 Plus. Is that the one with the active shutter? Like the active aperture, which is the first active aperture on a mobile device. Am I right in saying that? I don't review phones that much, only the ones that I buy. So yeah. Okay. How's that feature for you? Like I've seen you know plenty of people talking about it and reviewers you know using it, but what's it actually like to have real world? Should I upgrade my CPU? I have the FX 8300 looking for the 8600K. So personally, I would say yes. You're going to get a lot better single core improvements, and you're likely going to, especially if you're gaming at 1080p, you're likely going to see a pretty decent improvement in your FPS depending on what graphics card you have. The lower end graphics card, like the more lower end your graphics card is, the less you're going to notice basically. But yeah. Can't the slow-mo camera only do like 10 seconds or like 5 seconds or something at a time? Oh, nice, Joe. So I can watch YouTube videos in 1440p but stream this at 144p. Nice. You're back in the grand old UK, right? Lapted? Or am I still far too far off? Wait, 0.5 seconds? Really? I thought it did more than that. Oh no, that's the it can do like average slow-mo for a while, but then it can do the 960 FPS slow-mo for 0.5 seconds. Right. Wait, Ish. Did you not know there was a 144p option for YouTube? What? What make is the chair in the background? That one is a DX Racer Iron Series draped in a Cooler Master jumper. The one I've got currently is the Noble Chairs Icon, and then the one that's hiding in the corner is the Noble Chairs Epic. Out of all of them, like in terms of so if I were to rate these three, because they're all basically the same price, if I were to rate these three in terms of comfort and like would I recommend them, the DX Racer is the most spongy. It's the most kind of you sit in it and then oh, apparently buffering. GG. Well, according to OBS, I'm not dropping frames, so it's just YouTube. And YouTube says that it's good, so this is fun. Let me know in the comments when I'm back. Yeah, YouTube says that the stream is good. OBS says I'm not dropping frames. So Are we back? Are we good? Are we sorted? Is YouTube ready? Seems to be back. Okay, right. Thanks, Joe. And hi, Joe. And hi, Kev. Okay, so wait, is it not working? Mr. Orange says it's working. Okay, right. Let's just get into it. If I were to rate them in order, the DS Racer is the most mushy. It's the most, can you sit into it and it slumps in and you kind of, it's a real push to get yourself out. The Epic, which is the one hiding in the corner, is the firmest, which you may like, but personally the Icon, at least for me anyway, as someone who is wider than the chair and all that sort of stuff, like this style and this comfort level is personally the best. It's a little bit softer than the Epic, but it's not as kind of mushy as the ARM series DX Racer, so I'm really pretty happy with this one. I should also point out, I don't know if it's actually thingy, but like came through at all, but OBS says I'm not dropping frames, and YouTube's dashboard says that the stream is running just fine, so yeah. Thanks, YouTube. You're so great. The FPS is low, that's weird. The FPS is the one thing that shouldn't change. Would you ever buy a Herman Miller chair? Not personally, because I get free chairs. Joe, stream seems to be like it's for an FPS issue. Okay. Video is good, but low FPS. Okay, thanks YouTube. You're so great. See, I'd like to stream on Twitch, right? Because that works. But yeah, it's the problem with that is just that all of you guys get notifications from YouTube that I am streaming, and that, you know, I have 37,000 people that may or may not, actually probably like 20 of you get notifications, but some of you will get notifications, whereas on what you call it, the good old Twitches, I have like 3 followers because I don't stream on Twitch. So yeah. What about Streamlabs? And Joe, once again, because of YouTube, I can't actually stop the stream. If I stop streaming here, like with OBS, or if I stop streaming, if I press the big red stop streaming button on YouTube, it will stop the stream, and then I'll have to create a new event, and you guys will have to then move to a different window to actually thing. So yeah. Oh, interesting, love it. You should hit the bell icon for notifications. I mean, I can, but yeah. I was getting an email while watching the video, but get your 1 hour notice. Yeah. Shameless plug. Of course. Of course. Yeah, I might have to have a look at something like restream, so I can stream to both. I mean, technically I could, I think I can get OBS to stream to both natively, so I might have a look at that, but either way, I think it's something that I want to try, and yes, see, but yeah, anyway, you got a Nintendo Switch yet, Andrew, or are we still PC Master Race? No, it's still PC Master Race, I'm afraid. The Switch doesn't seem like something that I'm personally that interested in. I didn't own a Wii or a Wii or anything like that. I've never really played Zelda, and I very rarely play things like Mario, except for at friends' house and stuff. So yeah, I don't really have a massive connection to the franchises, and money. I just had to spend like £633 fixing my car. Oh yeah, I mean, technically, I spent another like £30 or £40 to get the other thing. So the other thing, but anyway, yeah, I spent a lot of money trying to fixing my car. So yeah, not quite currently. Just checked, it's streaming at 15 FPS. Good. I'm glad that OBS tells me it's 30, but YouTube doesn't tell me. But analytics for no, of course there isn't. YouTube, why are you so terrible? So yeah, YouTube has recently changed to basically it like auto detects everything as opposed to telling it what you're actually going to be streaming at. So I think it's probably their detection bot that's bricking it. But yeah, new wing mirror for the Ferrari. Was fixing your car tax deductible? Yeah, technically, because I use the vehicle for business purposes. So yes, although there's a I think there's a limit of how much I can deduct for that. But at the same time, I have enough other deductions that I'm already like below the threshold for well, paying tax basically. So what are your thoughts on Google blocking all the crypto miners from Chrome, etc.? That's crypto miners from AdSense, like ads, right? Or have I missed that story? Car only runs at 30 FPS. Do you even mind, bro? Not anymore. Yeah, so I kind of get why. I'm not sure if they block ads for other types of sort of like financial Ponzi schemes, basically. If it's just a blanket block because I know they feel some level of stewardship over the newer technologies, or maybe they have some level of investment in certain places that they want to protect, but. I mean, so on one hand, it's good that a lot of the kind of relatively fishy ads are going to go away, but at the same time, you can't. Was it Ricky Gervais? You can't censor stupid. And so if you want to be thick and go and remortgage your house to buy Bitcoin or whatever, just have it crash and cry miserably, then Google's train of thought. Cool, TechteamGB. Nice having you here. Yeah, we stream for about an hour normally, so feel free to pop back in if you can, or if not, see you next week because we do this every Thursday. So yeah, thanks for kicking it with us. Amazon have filled a name of Amazon Tube. Wait, what? Really? That's stupid. A different coach, stupidity got us into this mess and it better dang well get us out. Indeed. Also, hi Cyber Shark. How you doing? It's 1:57 AM here. So you must be Poland, Russia? I'd guess. Or maybe further down. No? Whereabouts are you? Aren't Amazon working with Twitch? Amazon own Twitch, so yeah. I would be quite surprised actually because of how much work Twitch has done with trying to work out video on demand stuff as well as live streaming. I would be surprised if Amazon actually made a YouTube competitor. Yeah. India. Fair play. I forgot that that's under that bit. Also didn't realize that it was that, like, the time zones weren't that massive. I suppose it's about 5 hours or something, or 3 hours, 4 hours. Either way, yeah, fair play, nice. Lava Creeper, why is Fortnite bad? It's not that bad. I mean, they're making a lot of money from it, with all the like skins and stuff, so fair play to them. I do feel like it might hinder the PvE stuff, but yeah, it's okay. It's not something that I personally play that much, but PUBG for the win. I gave up on that. I will be playing the new 4x4 map probably tonight, actually. Hey man, what video editor do you use, and what do you recommend for someone looking to edit something a bit more powerful than Camtasia? So if you want to go the free route, HitFilm Express is really good. It's a multi like layer video editor, relatively similar to Premiere, and is pretty decent, and will do a pretty decent job. You can do a decent amount with it. So if you want to go the free route, check out that. Otherwise, personally, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, etc., etc. To edit my videos, my intro, my lower third, a lot of the text tracking VFX. I do, and even my outro are all After Effects things, and the reason why I use that and not DaVinci Resolve is because I really like the dynamic link where you can import the After Effects project files without having to render them. So yeah. Do I play Sea of Thieves? Nope. I've heard far too many things about how contentless it is, basically. What was I going to say? Super user, I've missed what... I haven't seen any links come through at all, so I'm not too sure what you mean. I may have missed some bits of conversation. Can you fill me in what I meant to be looking for? Tech Doctor UK, DaVinci Resolve is decent. I know Marcus PC Centric uses it for his main, like, as his actual thing. So yeah, feel free to check. That's free too. Feel free to use that. Lava Creeper, it's decent. Fortnite is okay. I don't play it personally, or at least that much. I have it installed. I've played it a few times, but I played like 600 hours of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and then got really bored of the genre. So not a massive fan. So personally, but yeah, if you want to play it, feel free. Seems like a decent enough game. They're making a lot of money from it, but yeah. Gadget Joe, do you still have that blue-orange PC? Yes, it's my rendering rig. I did a video on it. Maybe. Rendering setup. 2 people saw it. Nice. Oh, thanks. Copy link. And paste. There you go, Joe. There is where the rendering PC sits and where that case sits. I think Fortnite is a bit like Roblox. It's bad, but it's fun. I think personally, I had a sort of family trip relatively recently, the weekend or whatever, and all of the, like, there was a fair few kids, and the all the kids were playing Roblox on like their iPads and phones and stuff. And what's interesting to me is that I used to play Roblox, and it was solely a browser-based game. I think you could download it, but it was basically still like running it in the browser. And so it's interesting how it's moved on and stayed relevant. ish. Roblox is kind of like Minecraft. It's online only, and it's very much blocky. So it's like the Minecraft characters, but it's a lot more community driven. It's a lot more. You know, you don't need to set up servers or anything like that. You join the game and you're able to create worlds and create, you know, levels and mazes and all that sort of stuff, and interact with players a lot more easily than trying to join specific servers and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's pretty similar to Minecraft in that respect. I think Fortnite is a fair bit different from that, because while it is more cartoony than something like Battlegrounds, it's the creation aspect is purely to defend yourself or to attack better, rather than just to create. So like creation for the sake of creation. I probably started playing Roblox in 2008, 2009, and then stopped playing it around about 2012, 2013. Yeah, I can see what you mean. I can't say that I agree with you, but yeah. There we go. That's probably more like roadblocks, I'd guess. Super user. Maniac, I apologize for saying your name wrong, and hello, I am not. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, Warren, sorry. There'll be an unboxing on the 13th and reviews on the 19th. 2 p.m. UK time. Reminds me, I need to switch this around. Actually, I just need to edit it. Okay, so I need to edit a video tomorrow. Sweet. CPU seems to be selling and planning upgrading to the 2700X when it's released. Nice. Yeah, I really want to talk about it, but I can't. Top 3 best games in your opinion. Best games are see you, Cybershark. Thanks for hanging with us. Best games are kind of difficult. It's kind of like asking what your favorite movies are. You like different ones for different reasons. So if I had to pick a top 3 personally, it would currently I would say in no particular order, something like GTA 5, Rainbow Six Siege, and actually what's my... I've enjoyed Far Cry 5, but I wouldn't say it was my top. Deus Ex Human Revolution was my still probably is my favorite story-based game, at least at this moment. I haven't played that many story-based games, but I really enjoyed the progression through that. See you, Joe. Thanks for kicking it with us as well. But yeah, I mean, I spent like 500 hours on Battlegrounds, and I've spent 400 hours on Rocket League. So in terms of multiplayer, and especially in terms of more sort of ranked competitive games, it would be Siege, Rocket League, Battlegrounds. My favorite top game is an old PS2 game called Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I can't say that I remember that. I played Need for Speed Most Wanted, the original one, and that's one of my favorite racing games, definitely. Project Cars is up there too. Good one. Nice sort of campaign to it, as well as just free play is really nice. I bought Assetto Corsa and then returned it because it was like naff in comparison. Fair play, Warren. I haven't. I don't think I've played Mass Effect either, actually. I know a lot of people were pretty annoyed by the Mass Effect 3 ending, but yeah. Yeah, Joe. What did I have? I mean, I changed them a lot. I use the Eclipse far too much, though. So to give you context, Dan RootOX wants to build a Mac with a Dual Xeon setup, Dual 6-core Xeons. Yeah, and yes, I would agree, Joe. I played it and hated it. Not the same. Also, Starman, I remember you asking about how's the pain. I spent the entire weekend in the wheelchair again, which was really naff. I would consider myself as someone who's pretty damn independent. I moved out. I effectively started my own business and moved out of my family home at night, just as I turned 19, with very little ability to do so. I kind of just scraped by and got there. No, I'm doing all right now, but to be someone who is very independent and then have that really annoyingly stripped away from you, kind of screws with you a bit. And you know, when you need someone to do even the basic things like help you stand up or help you dress yourself or help you get in and out of the shower, or you know, cut up and feed you your own food, when that's the position you have to be in, it sucks and it hurts. Is your condition getting worse, Andrew? Is it stable? My son has severe autism and needs 24-hour care. Well, much love to your son. I suppose to a level I can't imagine my partner's brother has autism. The Asperger's, that's the one. It's not, you know, horrifically severe, but he's 18 but acts like he's 12 kind of thing. So I can only imagine. Yeah, for me, I would say that I have a little bit of a better understanding of it now. To really, I suppose I think I have a better understanding of it, which means that it's a little bit easier to comprehend mentally. Physically, I wouldn't say that it's getting worse, but it does come in waves and cycles. So recently it's been pretty bad, and I've had over the last, say, 2 weeks, I've probably had 5 days where I've been like constantly in my wheelchair, which is very annoying. Nice one, Joe. Hi Tech 360 gamer. Persian then. Hey, what's the best budget gaming motherboard? Thinking of building a gaming PC. So what chip do you want to use? Do you want to use Intel or AMD? If you're going on the AMD side, I would definitely hold on for basically a couple weeks. It's okay, you don't need to delete that. But if you want to go with the Intel side, right now is a pretty decent time to go for it. You can pick up a locked chip, something like the 8600, which I actually have a review coming out tomorrow, so feel free to take a look at that. But the what do you call it, the motherboards themselves are also locked, so you're probably, if you're on the budget end of things, you're going to want to look at something like the B360 board that I reviewed at the start of this week from Gigabyte. It's a little bit on the more expensive side because it includes the Wi-Fi module, but you can get cheaper options available of even their B360 boards. You can also get the non-Wi-Fi version if you don't need Wi-Fi, so feel free to check out those. So yeah, if you're going AMD, I would say wait a couple weeks because there's basically a second generation of processors coming out on the 19th, and you can see what they're like. And yeah, if you're going with Intel, then something like an 8600 and thingy. Tech360 Gamer, I cannot tell you if I have or have not got any of the new Ryzen chips. I cannot tell you if I'm testing them, and I cannot tell you if I have any motherboards to test them with. I like doing these live streams, they're fun. Hi, Bugs. You're looking at going with Intel, okay. The MSI Gaming Pro and the Mortar, yeah, they're fine. It's yeah, those boards are fine. The BIOS is actually pretty nice on them. The only thing I would mention is what chipset they are. H370 is, especially if you're only using one graphics card, probably still overkill. It depends how much you want to spend, because you can get some decent Z370 boards and an unlocked chip like the 8600K, or even the 8350K, which is now quad core. So that's actually a pretty good shout if you can get one. So that's a decent option if you want to go for the overclockable routes, but you can also go with the locked routes on the Intel side anyway. And yeah. Thank you, Mr. Orange. Tech360 Gamer, we actually kind of discussed this earlier. I'm planning on, or I'm thinking about streaming to both for this sort of live stream and just having both chats up, because it's YouTube is a real pain to actually stream on, but YouTube is where the subscribers are basically. So if I can stream on both, then I get best of both worlds. If you want to go and watch on Twitch instead of YouTube, then you can do. But if you're new or you want to chill on YouTube, then you can do. Ish, yeah, you're right. I definitely. Oh boy. What is this stream? Zamont asked in Discord, is there any way to pipe music through speakers and have in-game sounds in my headset without a second sound card? So I know that SteelSeries has a way to do that. So if you had a SteelSeries headset, yes, it's very easy. It's called the chat mix. I don't know if that's a thing. I mean, what I would probably do is search chat mix for your headphones, or like chat mix alternatives, or something like that, and see if there's a bit of software that lets you that sits in between your game audio and your actual hardware devices, so that it can then take any audio from the game, for example, through the headphones, but have any other audio through your speakers. I would mention though, are you planning on having your music through your speakers at the same time as your in-game sounds, or is it a bit of both worlds? Like, is it one at a time, or is it both at the same time? Because if it's one at a time, then I use just an application called Audio Switcher. I see it's just a single. I don't even think it's an installed download, but I recommend it definitely. Wait, open the thing. That's I actually just generally recommend that in general. It's I don't even think you actually need to install it, but it has a hotkey, so I use Control F9 and Control F10 to switch between my headphones and my speakers, which is really useful. See you, Lava Creeper, thanks for joining us. So yeah, I recommend that software to everyone anyway, but to have them both at the same time, then yes, check out, like, see if you can find a sort of a SteelSeries chat mix alternative. That would be where I'd head with that. I don't know of anything specific that does that, but yeah, maybe. Is there anything that I can talk about? Because I got a lot of stuff this week, but talk about. Where's my? So yeah, 8600 tonight, and then or tomorrow night, sorry, and then we have a tech FAQ for 1080p versus 1080p 140 hertz versus 1440p 60 hertz. Thank you to everyone who replied to the tweet about that. We've then got a Tech Explained video on Monday about how SSDs work, and going relatively into detail about how NAND flash works, what the controllers do, and the actual memory transistors that are used, as opposed to regular transistors. So that should be pretty decent. And then the Corsair K63 wireless before the next stream anyway, which I was really impressed with. Starman, any new motherboards on the near horizon? Oh yes, so many. Comes with a new platform, X470, I think it's called. Yeah. So yeah, it comes with the platform. You get a load of them. I think I'll have 3 to do reviews on launch or near launch. I think I'm doing launches on the 19th, which is Thursday, so then I'll have one motherboard review on the Friday, and then depending, I might do one on the Monday and then one on the Wednesday, and then kind of return to normal business. They do Corsair are launching some headphones on the 26th, so that will be a launch review as well. And super user, yes, I don't really know how that happened. It was a scheduled video, and it was scheduled for when it's meant to go out, but for some reason it just kind of crapped itself. Hi ET. Joe, hey, I got a question. Since you're British, how many litres of tea do you drink a day? Ah, yes, but I'm Scottish, so it's whiskey tea. No, I'm not really. Well, A, I don't drink alcohol, and B, I don't really drink tea much. I've actually, I'm it's a bit posh, but I made some tea in Taipei, or outside in Taiwan, myself, and actually Wendell from Level 1 Techs, along with the rest of the MSI Dragon Squad crew, all went out to a tea plantation. They picked the leaves, and then I suppose when I say they, I was meant to, but I'm a cripple, so I just sat around. Yeah, then they picked the leaves. We came back. We hand rolled them to release the oils. And then the leaves are roasted, and then we each got a pretty decently sized bag of dried tea leaves. So I really do like that one. That's an oolong tea, and it tastes very nice as it is, or with a little bit of honey. But otherwise, like your sort of breakfast Earl Grey kind of teas, not my thing. I don't drink coffee either. Graphics cards recommendation for Gigabyte B360. Want to run Fortnite and Need for Speed Payback. Budget. What sort of budget? If you're just looking to run Fortnite, Need for Speed Payback, then something like a 1063 gig will probably do you pretty fine. 1066 gig if you can stretch to it, because that's actually a different card. I hate NVIDIA. But yeah. Wow, Joe, that's scary. We've now incited a tea war in the comments. Oh dear. No worries. Yeah. 1066 gig is a different card to the 1063 gig for some reason, but the 1066 gig will do you definitely fine. Will run Fortnite and stuff on higher or ultra or whatever settings they have. Just fine at something like 1080p, and should last you a decent while. It's a pretty decent card. Got one, yeah, but it's stuff down there. Yeah. We just don't make tea like the Bostonians. I know, right? Interesting, Mystic Orange. That's surprising. I mean, I know it's decently well optimized. I suppose when you say you can run Fortnite on high, what sort of FPS are you talking about? I would assume somewhere around 60, but I don't know that my 1080 runs at more than 100 or so. If I had to pick one, Dan, T. What about you? I don't know. 130-ish on high-low. Oh. Fair play. Fair play then. Covfefe. Coffee keeps you wired. He's wired in. Don't talk to him. He's wired in. The Social Network. That was an interesting film. Good old Facebook. TechteamGB. Drink a lot of slush puppies, no lie. Oh my. Nice one, Bugs. Oh well. Oh, thanks. God damn it, Ish. Alright. Well, I'm gonna call it there. It's run about the hour mark. Yeah, thank you for kicking it with us. And the interesting chats. And yeah, we'll be back same time next week. So feel free to check the channel, I suppose. Yeah, make sure you got lots of tech questions for next week and not just you know, tea or roundabouts related puns. Oh, you're quite welcome, Ish. All right, I'll catch you guys next week, and also tomorrow for the i5 8600 review. Like and subscribe. But yeah, we'll see you all next week.